Those things are not character flaws. Those are beautiful qualities, but unfortunately, they were used against you. Have you ever wondered why you stayed with a narcissist or why you kept going back, even though part of you knew that something wasn't right? Maybe you've even judged yourself for it. Maybe you've thought, what's wrong with me? Why couldn't I just leave? Why wasn't I smart enough to recognize what was happening? Friends, if you've ever asked yourself those questions, today's episode is for you. Because what if staying or wanting to go back doesn't actually say what shame has been telling you it says? Grab your journal and pen. Let's get into it. Do you want to heal from narcissistic abuse, but you struggle with self-doubt and second-guessing everything? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Tekyia, mom, coach, and your survivor friend. Here we mix faith, real talk, and practical tools to restore confidence and self-worth. So if you're ready to rebuild your confidence and finally feel at peace, take a deep breath. Exhale now. Let's heal for real. Hey friends, I know what it feels like to struggle with trusting yourself after everything that you've experienced with narcissistic abuse. You second guess everything. You talk yourself out of what you feel before you even finish feeling it. You genuinely do not know anymore what is actually you versus what the abuse planted in you and who it conditioned you to be. You've been robbed of your ability to hear yourself, your authentic, God-given voice. And that's exactly why I created the Clarity Call. It is a private one-on-one session with me where we work on separating your real voice from all the noise so you can finally stop second-guessing yourself and start trusting what you think, what you feel, what you sense. So if you're ready to live confidently without the constant self-doubt, schedule a call with me at www.growingthroughpains.com/coaching. I'll also put the link in the show notes below. I used to have so much shame around saying this out loud. I did not leave my toxic situation voluntarily. I was actually put out. I was told that I needed to leave, but it was under the guise of, oh, I need some space, I need to think, so you just need to go away for a while. And even then, I genuinely believed that it was temporary, because a couple months earlier, I was casually told that he was telling a co-worker that things will work out between us. And at this time, it seemed to me like such a strange thing to say. Like, what type of conversations are you having? Like, that statement just seems so left field. Like, things are going to work out between us. Is there something happening that I don't know about? But anyway, I held on to that thing he said. And I figured, okay, there's still hope. There's still a future. You know, some of my belongings were still in the house. I still had access. I would go over. And in my mind, this was not the end. This was just a time to recalibrate and get us back on our feet. It was a difficult season. I didn't want to become another divorce statistic. I had seen that in my family. And even before marriage, I told myself, I don't want to be married to divorce. I don't want that to be my story. And I also wanted stability for my daughter. But as I was physically out of the situation, I found out what happened to me. I started learning about covert narcissistic abuse and all the different things. Pieces of my story started making so much sense. All the emotions that come with it as well. But what surprised me was that I figured, okay, now I know what happened. Now I'm saying the truth about who this person is more and more. I should feel free. But I still felt trapped. I want to say probably for like a year or more afterwards. And I couldn't really figure out why. I found myself still hoping, wondering, grieving, still wishing somehow things could be different. If we could just get back to how it was initially. It was just so confusing. And I just had these questions like, but if I know what it is, if I know that this is not what the Lord intended for me, why am I still having this struggle? And the more I got to meet other women, I realized that they too have become hard on themselves. And I want to talk about that today. You see, when you're getting out of a narcissistic, abusive situation, it is not just simply about leaving a person or persons. It's about untangling yourself from everything that kept you emotionally attached. Covert narcissistic abuse is especially confusing because there's no obvious cruelty. It begins with what feels like safety. You felt seen, chosen, loved. There's just this connection. It felt real. That's why it became so difficult to let go. Things slowly changed, not overnight, but little by little. Warmth started to become unpredictable. The connection that seemed to be always there initially became inconsistent. Your thoughts, your feelings, your needs were minimized. You started wondering what you did wrong. But then good moments would return. And every time the good moments came back, hope came back too. So you think, okay, maybe we're okay again. This time will be different. We could make it work. You weren't foolish for believing that. You were responding to what you genuinely experienced. And that's why leaving feels so complicated. Because you're not just grieving a relationship with a person. You're grieving the person you believed existed. You're grieving the hope that you kept fighting for so many years. And right now I want to speak to two different types of women. If you're still in a narcissistic, abusive situation, don't hear condemnation, please. I get it. Maybe there are children involved. Maybe the finances make leaving feel impossible, or maybe fear has convinced you that staying is safer and better. Those are real struggles. And that doesn't mean that you are weak. You are carrying something incredibly heavy. And if you're a woman that has already gotten note of the situation, maybe you're still asking yourself if you've tried hard enough. Maybe part of you still misses that person, the good times that you had together. Maybe you miss the future that you envisioned. It doesn't mean you made the wrong decision by leaving. You're grieving. And grief does not follow a neat, put together timeline. And here's the hope that I want to leave you with today. The fact that you stayed, the fact that you kept hoping, the fact that you kept believing that things could and would improve, those reveal something beautiful about who you are. You're some person who loves deeply. You're some person who honors commitment. You're not the type of person that just easily gives up on people the moment it gets hard. Those things are not character flaws. Those are beautiful qualities. But unfortunately, they were used against you. And because they were exploited, does not mean that they're weaknesses. So if you've been walking around carrying all the shame, beating yourself up, instead of saying, why did I stay? Why was I so stupid? Why couldn't I see this earlier? What is wrong with me? I challenge you to replace those questions with a different question. What does my staying, or what did my staying actually reveal about my heart? Because I think you will discover something very different. Not that you were weak, not that you were foolish. You are a hopeful, deeply loving soul. So friends, be gentle with yourself this week. Healing is not about judging the woman you were, but it's about understanding her with compassion. Hey friends, I hope today's episode taught you something or gave you a boost. If it did, would you take a couple seconds and share it with someone who's ready to heal from narcissistic abuse? And while you're at it, would you please leave me a quick review on Apple Podcasts? It really thrills me to know that other women are being helped. Now go ahead, stretch or grab that snack. I'll see you in our next episode.